Hello, everyone, and welcome back for a brand new season of News You Can Use here at LaSalle TV. I'm Thera Martin Milling, your host, and I'm delighted for the opportunity to come back once again and do another season of what we plan on being some great programming, informational programming, and at the same time, we want to be entertaining too. Now, today on our program, in our first segment, we're going to talk with Zamoria Brandon, and she's from the Sickle Cell Association. Now, there's a more full name which she will give when she joins us on the set. And then, when we turn the page a little bit later on in the show, we're going to talk about the annual Praise is the Cure event, which is coming back to Philadelphia again. So stay along with us for the ride. We'll be back with Zamoria Brandon right after this. Hello once again, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this edition of News You Can Use. It's our first show for this new fall season, and we're delighted to be back at LaSalle TV. Joining me in the studio right now, my friend, Zamoria Brandon. Thank you so much for coming, sister. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good. You have been marvelous for me this summer of 2016. I'm agreeing to be on my radio show at WURD and now here at our cable show.
Yes, and my first time here.
So glad to have you and really appreciate you juggling your schedule to be here at this time.
Yes.
And so let's talk about what you do with the Sickle Cell Association, and please give the full name.
Well, I am the administrator, social worker for the Philadelphia Delaware Valley chapter of the Sickle Cell Disease Association of America. We are a community-based organization providing supportive services across the lifespan for children, adolescents, adults, and families living with the disease in the 5-county area and the surrounding counties. So we provide those day-to-day needs. You know, often when we think about sickle cell disease, we certainly think about the medical and the research end of it.
Yes.
But we don't think about the impact of the illness and how it affects people's lives, those individuals and families that are struggling day to day to care for a child, to care for a spouse, to care for, you know, a relative that may have the illness. So we are there to provide that support and improve the quality of life for those individuals that are living with the illness. We've been around since 1982, so we have a long history in the sickle cell community, and we're one of 37 chapters under our national headquarters, the Sickle Cell Disease Association of America, out of Baltimore, Maryland. So it is an honor and a privilege to do this work. I call it really a ministry, you know, to be able to serve and help those that are in need.
As you are talking, I'm like, when I first met your husband, Mr. Walter Brandon, who himself had sickle cell.
That's right.
And we were so blessed to have him for so many years, and that God put it in his heart to even found that organization.
That's right.
Here in Philadelphia.
Yes.
And that's how I met you.
That's right.
Through your husband.
Through my husband.
Yeah. And
I had
met
forgotten
Dr.
that.
Ohini Kwaku Frampong
Yes.
from Children's Hospital of Philadelphia first. And that's what got me in this whole, I want to do something to help people with sickle cell. And that was in 1980 something, you know. And from there to meet your husband and to meet you. And for many years we did this thing on radio where we would talk to people and try to educate about sickle cell. The month of September is Sickle Cell Anemia Awareness Month.
That's correct.
And so this month you're doing something special. You've been doing it every year for how long now?
This is 19 years.
Wow, time flies when we're having
19 years. This is the 19th annual Walter E. Brandon Sickle Cell 5K Walk and Run. Why is it named that? Because Walter Brandon, my husband of 25 years, was spearheading the first walk that was to be held in September of that year, in 1998, when, as God would have it, 5 months before that, he passed away from complications of the disease. So we named it after him. You know, so it is his legacy that continues, but not only his legacy, the work that he did in the sickle cell community, with families, with individuals, motivating those brothers that really didn't want to do anything and said, hey man, why don't you come on out to the support group meeting? I don't have a way to get there. We'll pick you up, you know. He was definitely an advocate and an activist when it came to sickle cell disease. And also you may not know this story about Walter. Walter was the oldest of 4 children. All 4 children had the disease. The father had the disease as well. And Walter was the last survivor of his family as it related to that. So this was quite a story.
And such a strong man, though. His spirit, his energy, everything that he did during the time period that I knew him, he was amazing. He was amazing. And I know he would be so proud of you and proud of the organization for how you've carried on. You kept that mantle going. You never put that banner down for him and for people with sickle cell who depend on you and your organization to help with the money that you raise to send a child with sickle cell to camp, or maybe to help a single mom who has a child with sickle cell and she's got to go back and forth to Children's Hospital for treatments, and she may be low income. Some of that money that helps her to get to and from, to fuel her on, comes from the spirit of the work you and your volunteers do.
That we do, yeah. So it is an honor and a privilege to do this work, and we are the community partner with 5 hospitals: Children's, St. Christopher's, Thomas Jefferson, Pennsylvania, and Presbyterian. We're also partners with the American Red Cross. Many people don't know that they have a sickle cell donor program, which means that when you go to a blood drive now, they're looking for the best match for a child with sickle cell disease that may have to be transfused due to strokes. And when you go, you can say that you want your blood to go to that program, and that 1 pint of blood will go to a child at St. Christopher's or CHOP.
That is so important, and I'm glad that you brought that up as well, and I will make note of that in the other work that I do also for the Scoop, for Allegheny West Neighborhood News, and for WURD. But now for this walk, and we only have a few days, I'm so thankful that you're able to be on the first show, because your walkathon is this coming Saturday, September the 24th. So people who are listening, who want to help, whether you have sickle cell or not, whether somebody in your family has sickle cell or not, maybe you just enjoy walking and having fun with a bunch of wonderful people, they should come out to the walk, right?
They should. Okay. So it's the 19th annual, as you say, the 24th of September. 7 a.m. is registration. 7:15 is the morning program to 8:15. Kenny Gamble, who has been on our program for many, many years, speaking. Kenny Gamble has sickle cell trait. And because of that, he wanted to take this event to another level, to increase awareness and participation. So he is doing that. And so he will be involved with the morning program. And then at 8:30, the run kicks off. 8:35 is the walk. Then we will have the Sickle Cell Super Champion Awards that will be held after the walk, along with the Runners Medal Ceremony. We have 2 young brothers that will be performing. One is from California. He has sickle cell. He has written a song called Beautiful Blood. And then we have another brother that just relocated to Philadelphia from Chicago. He is a musician, vocalist, and he'll be performing. District Council 33 is our major sponsor from day one.
Pete Matthews. Thank you, Mr. Pete Matthews.
From day one, they will be there. We will have all types of
That's huge, right by themselves. That crew right there, when they come out with their green and white and gold on, I mean, that's it right there. You have the AKAs, you got the Deltas. I see Omega Psi Phi fraternity was out there, Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. I think I saw some Zetas as well, some Phi Beta Sigmas. You
all
had everybody.
All out there.
Walking for sickle cell.
Right. And we'll have community resources and information. Voters registration will be available. Children's activities, health screenings. We will have allergy scratch testing, where you will be able to find out what you are allergic to, or if you don't know, you will be able to find that out. High blood pressure, stroke screening, and all of that.
Okay. So now, what people need to do right now, they're watching the show. This is the week leading up to September 24th.
So this is what they can do. They can go to our official website, www.sicklecelldisorder.com, go on and register as an individual or a team, or make a donation. If you don't want to walk or run, you don't have to. Just show up, because it's going to be a party.
That's what I'm talking
And we're going to have a good time. Registration is $30. That includes a t-shirt. $10 for children 12 and under. People with sickle cell, the fee is waived If you just want a t-shirt, it's $10. It's a rain or shine event, but I understand we're going to have great weather.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for that one. Okay.
Great weather, you know.
Okay.
So we have, you know, volunteers coming in, working with us from all different organizations, and it will be on-site registration is available for that day.
Okay.
Again, that's www.sicklecelldisorder.com. The phone number is area code 215-471-8686. Again, that's 215-471-8686. We hope you will join us.
Good, good, good. You have given it all to us, I think, the information we need so very much. But I would also want to just say to people who are viewing the program right now who may have a loved one in their circle, in their life that has sickle cell, be that a child, a teenager, a grown person, and for some reason they never heard about you, or maybe they heard, but they never reached out before. I want to say to you, don't be afraid to reach out. This is a real organization that cares and that can help, can share information with you,
Yes.
and just a lot of great resources out of your organization.
A lot of great resources.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. If you've never heard of us, you do know now.
Okay.
So it's important that people reach out and to see how we can support not only you, your child, but your family. Because it is an illness that impacts the entire family.
Sure, sure. Yeah. All right, so now again for Saturday, for people who are not like fitness people, they're not in the gym a lot and whatnot, and they're thinking, well, I want to come, but I don't know if I can do it. You don't have to do the whole walk.
You don't have to do the whole, you could do a ceremonial walk. You could walk from, we're in front of the Please Touch Museum, you could walk there up to the soldiers' statues.
Yes, yes.
And then come back.
Sure,
you know,
sure.
Kenny Gamble is going to do a ceremonial walk. I think he's going to walk around over to South Concourse Drive and back. You know,
I think I'll follow him.
But he will be there. But it is important that people understand that sickle cell is a global disease. It impacts us in the greatest numbers, but it is a global disease. And when do we own what we have if it were not for this time? This is Sickle Cell Awareness Month, and we're trying to bring that awareness to the community.
All right, come on out. Please come on out and support what's happening on this Saturday, September the 24th. You really should be out there by 7 a.m. That's when it all starts popping and happening. Trust me, you'll have a good time. And there's going to be some warm-up activities going on, too.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure people are prepped and ready to get out there and do that walk, and they'll do it successfully.
Absolutely.
I thank you so much for joining us.
You.
I'm going to be there on Saturday morning. I can't wait. That's going to be fun. It was fun last year, and I'll be back there this year, too.
Okay,
the
we look forward to
19th
it.
annual Walter E. Brandon Sickle Cell Walk. Be there with us. All righty, I want to thank you for joining us again.
Thank you
we'll
for
see
the
you next
invitation.
time, and I'll see you on Saturday.
Okay.
All righty. We'll continue with this edition of News You Can Use in just a moment. When we return, we'll be talking with a very lovely young lady who's going to give us all the information about Praise is the Cure. Stay with us.
To 21% of all engineering students are women.
16% of all writers, editors, directors, and producers are women.
25% of women hold IT jobs.
And they said we couldn't.
They said I couldn't. And they said we couldn't.
They said I couldn't.
They said I couldn't.
They said we couldn't, but we did.
Tech Girls, putting an end to the technological gender gap.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
He's following me. He knows where my next class is.
31% of female victims stalked by an intimate partner were sexually assaulted by that partner. For more help, visit www.victimsofcrime.org.
And we are back as we continue with this portion of our program. This is News You Can Use, and I'm your host, Thera Martin Milling. Glad to be with you. Right now, I am so happy to be able to introduce to some and to present to others Miss Terry Connor Matchett, who is the daughter of Anita T. Connor, and both of them are my girlfriends, mother-daughter team, and you all founded Praise is the Cure.
Yes, we did. Thank you so much for having us here today, Thera.
Absolutely. You know, I love you. You know,
Yes,
I love
and
you.
my
That
hands are
love
cold.
goes back to your mom, too.
I will, yes.
So it's time again, that season again, when you're doing Praise for the Cure. The big day is always on that Saturday, but you do stuff leading up.
Yeah, and you know, everybody always thinks the big day is Saturday, but our biggest day is actually this Sunday, September 25th, which is our Praise Sunday, and it's our Education Awareness Sunday. So we'll be in about 60 to 70 churches handing out breast health literature this Sunday. And so that's where we go out and we actually talk to people about breast cancer. And our topic this year is clinical trials, which is very close and near and dear to both my mother and I, because my mother participated in a clinical trial. And I always credit her with participating in that, and my treatment process not being as difficult as hers because she participated in a clinical trial. So we're just trying to get more African American women to participate in these trials because they don't know much about us and how breast cancer affects us. And as you know, African American women are dying at greater rates than any other ethnic group.
Well, so now this whole mammogram thing.
Yes.
I mean, one day you're looking at the television news and they're saying mammograms, you got to get them by age 40, you should start. Then a couple of years down the line, you're looking at a news story and you're saying, they say you don't have to worry about mammograms until you're, so it's confusing, I think, for some women, and some of us, me included, sometimes use that as my excuse. Mammograms aren't all that, they're not as critical as they used to be. And, depending on what news report you're listening to, it's a good thing or it's not a critical thing. I've never heard anybody say it's a bad thing, but not critical.
Right.
What do you think about that?
I just think that people really need to have an open relationship with their doctors. If you have a family history of breast cancer, you need to let your doctor know. I mean, my daughter is only 10, and I've already let her know her mother and her grandmother have had breast cancer. We got it very young at 41 and 33. What should we be doing for her? But I just think just women in general, we have to stop and we have to take care of ourselves. Mammograms are very important. Self-exams, self-breast exams are very important.
There you go, in the shower.
I found my own lump. And a lot of women, when you talk to them, they found their own lumps. And so
sometimes I don't want to check. And I mean, I'll think like that, Carrie. I'll be in the shower and I'll be saying, no, I don't want to check. Is that crazy or crazy? It's crazy. I'm crazy. I'm crazy. I need help.
It is, because early detection is the key. And so the sooner you find it, the sooner the doctors can start your treatment plan. And breast cancer does not have to be a death sentence, but we're just so busy doing so many different things, taking care of the children, working, that we just don't take time for ourselves. And, Praise is the Cure. We want to encourage women to take care of themselves. And then we also want to encourage those that have breast cancer that you can do this. And so
survivors, you all party for the survivors. I mean, you all party for the survivors. They are really given the red carpet treatment, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and we've realized with Praise is the Cure that breast cancer affects the whole family. So we start with this education day on Sunday, but we have events, like you said, all week. So we have a children's festival where we do something for the children, and then our big events are on October 1st and October 2nd. October 1st, we pamper survivors. So if you're a breast cancer survivor, you should give us a call and register. We're going to be having fun and games, and it's just a real treat. You get massages, and they get pampered, and it's just
delicious lunch.
Yes, and a delicious lunch. So it's just a really great day for survivors. We're having a tailgate party for men. Real men wear pink, so the men come out. We're doing a health fair with health screenings. And then we close out that day with a gospel concert. So Lonnie Hunter is coming, the Brockington Ensemble, and all of this is at no cost. Yes. The biggest thing, though, that I wanted to point out, though, for Saturday, though, is that we're doing mammograms at no cost. And we want to encourage our women to please come out and get that mammogram. Get it on Saturday. Yes, come out, join us.
However,
yes.
now they need to pre-register for the mammograms. And like now is the time, like right now.
Yes.
And I got an email about that, and I said, oh, I'm going to call and register.
Yes.
You think I've called and registered?
Thera?
Help me, Lord, I need help. I need help.
Everyone needs to
Before I
call
miss
our
out.
offices, at 215-635-1902 and register.
Say it again.
215-635-1902. The mammograms are at no cost, but we do have to register, so we have to know who's coming, and everybody has to be scheduled in. But everything on that day, on the 1st, is at no cost, and we just encourage people to come out, get those health screenings.
At Mount Airy Church of God in Christ, 6401 Ogons Avenue, where Bishop Ernest C. Morris is the pastor emeritus. And the presiding pastor is
J. Lewis Felton, who is going to be our champion in the fight against breast cancer. He's going to receive that award this year. So we're really excited and thankful that they have been our host church for 11 years, and that's really been a blessing to us.
I am excited indeed. This is going to be a great day. And the way it's been set up in past years, there were things that were happening outside around the grounds of the church, plus everything you had on inside. Is that how it's going to be again this year too?
Yes, we have so much going on that day. And everything is all happening simultaneously. So you will see pink balloons from all the way down Ogons Avenue, and we just encourage people to come on in. And then also on Sunday, we're having a dance benefit concert with Grace Dance Theater. And their founder, Carol Cubbage, she actually passed away from breast cancer. So we thought this was a perfect fit because that dance group, Grace Dance Theater, is really carrying on her legacy. And so we just have so much planned for the weekend.
And then the children. You have a book that you wrote, My Mommy Has Breast Cancer.
Yes.
And you're doing something with the young children this year?
We are. We're doing something on that Wednesday at the Abington YMCA. So we're doing a children's festival. We read to the children. We do face painting. We do games, moon bounce, everything.
And your daughter with her little amazing self. I remember last year she had these beautiful items that she was selling. She was helping to raise money, but it was her idea. So you've taught her to be an entrepreneur as well as just be a smart little girl, and she wanted to do her part.
She did, and she did it again this year. So she did flip-flops for a purpose. I can't believe you remembered. Yeah, she did flip-flops for a purpose, and I'm just so proud of her. And the young lady that she's become, I don't even want to start crying, but she's 10 years old, and she was 2 when I was diagnosed. So it just means so much that I am here, and that she even thinks about trying to do something so that other children don't have to be without their mommies. So yes, it's a blessing.
That is a blessing indeed, and I'm just asking God's continued coverage over you and your mom, and for all breast cancer survivors, or for anyone who gets diagnosed with it, that God just keep them covered and take this disease away, because it is a horrible illness that women suffer from, and sometimes men. Something else real quick I wanted to say about Praise and Secure, and you mentioned that you're going to have a tailgate party for the men, but it's like a rap session where they will get to talk about how they're handling if their wife has been diagnosed or their significant other has been diagnosed, and or if they have been diagnosed with breast cancer, which is something people never talk about, men getting it, but some men do.
And you know, we never get to go into those sessions because it's men only.
Well, wait a minute, let me tell you how I got in one. Because one year I was a videographer for you all, and I had intended to have a young man tape that room for me, and at the last minute he let me down, Seth Wilson, and so I had to cover it. That's the only reason I was allowed in there. And boy, there was a pastor from one of the churches, and he was talking about how much he missed sex with his wife during the difficult time of her. I mean, so the men, and I only bring that up so that people understand that the men's session gets real, it gets deep, gets right down to what the concerns are. Talk about it.
And they love it. They never want to leave their session.
I love the men's session too. All those handsome men in the room.
Yes, but it is a great day, and like I said, it's something for the whole family. And people can go right to our website at www.praiseisthecure.org and get a list of everything that's going on from starting Sunday the 25th all the way to October 2nd. Just want to have everybody come out and support us, support breast cancer patients and survivors.
Now, I know that Praise is the Cure and everything that I've seen Anita T. Connor and Carrie Connor Matchett do, it's like you all are billionaire people. Like you come from gazillion dollars, right? Because you have a way of making everything you do a champagne attitude. Not a beer budget, not a wine budget, like a champagne attitude. You do it stellar, and I say that as a sincere compliment. But the reality is you all don't have it quite like that. So you utilize volunteers. You're still looking for some people to maybe stand up and say, hey, I'll help on that day.
Yeah, we need volunteers for the whole week. So if you want to be a volunteer, please call us at the 215-635-1902. We're very grateful for our sponsors. We've had some amazing sponsors.
Please tell us
this
who
year.
some of the sponsors are.
Oh gosh, Always Best Care.
Yes,
Brian. Yes,
Brian Green.
he is awesome.
He's coming on the show one of these days.
Yes, Brian, Einstein,
Good.
Keystone. We've had so many sponsors. Fox Chase Cancer Center.
Thank God for them.
Enon Tabernacle Baptist Church. Of course, you know Mount Airy Church of God in Christ.
Always with you
Bethlehem
all.
Baptist. I mean, we just have had so many sponsors. We are still looking for contributions because we cannot do this without the support of our community, volunteers or financial.
It's a huge, huge undertaking, but you all do it, and you do it so well.
We do.
All right, give out that phone number where people can call again if they don't have internet accessibility or
Yes.
old school.
So you can call us at 215-635-1902 or look us up online at www.praiseisthecure.org.
Okay, all right. I thank you. I love you, and I love your
thank
mom
you,
so
Thera.
much.
We
We're
love you
forever
too.
friends.
Yes.
She's a Delta. I'm an AKA. It's all right. We love each other. We are sisters. We are sisters. Okay, that just about wraps it up for this first edition. As we come back for a new season of News You Can Use, I want to thank my daughter, Danielle Martin, for beating out her mom's face a little bit this day for the show. She is a licensed cosmetologist. She works for the state of Pennsylvania. She is my baby girl, and I love her very, very much. And this is her first time ever beating me out for my show. So thank you, daughter. Thank you, daughter. And also, Mayor Jim Kinney. He's a graduate of LaSalle University, and State Representative Dwight Evans, who we believe is soon going to be a United States Congressman, a graduate of LaSalle University. On one of these upcoming shows, look out. Both of them are going to be on the show. Keep your dial locked where it is. More great programming coming your way from LaSalle TV, Comcast 56, and Verizon 36. Have a great day, everybody.